Thank you, Eric. I'll ask about the counter-sanctions that Russia might impose on EU. Where are the member states and the Commission as well in the initiatives which had been taken like 2 or 3 weeks ago of facing such eventuality in replacing those kind of supplies that could be eventually cut by Russia itself on gas and oil as well. We have heard so much talks on coordinating with other suppliers across the world, especially with the US. I'm asking the question, for example, because I'm recalling here the 2 weeks cut in 2009, and in such an eventually, où on est avec la préparation, si on est dans cette situation éventuelle, donc les counter-sanctions.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. This is a question for Tim. So I'm going to ask Tim to come up.
J'ai pas compris.
Thanks. So, Ekrem, I think your question, insofar as concerns me, is where we are with preparedness for potential interruptions of supply in our energy supplies. If that does happen, that's a topic which has been mentioned repeatedly by the President, by Commissioner Simpson in previous weeks. There's a lot of coordination which has been going on with the Member States to understand where they stand. The Commission has also been doing its own analysis of the situation, and the headline message which the President has repeated is that for this winter cooling season, which we're approaching the end of, we are rather on the safe side in terms of the energy supply that we have. We have interconnections between our Member States, meaning that nobody is dependent on just one source of energy or just one supplier. We've been working, as you mentioned, very intensively with alternative gas suppliers around the world, with different partners, look at increasing LNG imports and pipeline imports, and LNG imports actually reached a historic high in January, providing 10 billion cubic meters of LNG gas into Europe. And we also, of course, have gas storage. Gas storage tends to provide quite a significant share of our heating anyway throughout the winter. We're currently at just under 30% in terms of the filling level of gas storage in Europe. So that's where we stand for now. And as I said, we're regularly in contact with all of our member states to make sure that we're closely coordinated with them in case of any incidents.
Ekrem, you have a follow-up.
Yes, it's a logical follow-up. What just Tim said to us now, the Deputy Chancellor of Germany said it like 4 or 5 days ago. So my question is, if the member countries are prepared already or have made already the preparations to face the eventually 2 months cut, which could be done by Russia, where is the obstacle? Why then the EU member countries are not switching off the pipelines themselves first, before Putin does it, for example? If you are ready to go ahead and not feel the consequences.
No, that's, Ekrem, you are interpreting things in a way which is not correct. What I think Tim has said is that we are prepared for cuts, in particular until the end of the heating season, right? And who knows if there are cuts, how long they last. You say 2 months, but who knows how long cuts would last. So you need to check your premise, the premise to your question. That's important. Obviously, we have taken all the measures that we could and continue to take measures that we can in order to be as resilient as possible in the face of a potential cut. But obviously, if there was a cut, we would have to see exactly what is the length of it, etc., etc. So it's not as if it's a black and white scenario. So this is the position that we're on. But again, we have the heads of cabinet meeting at this point in time. We will be announcing the agenda later this afternoon, and I'm sure we will have the opportunity of coming back to this tomorrow.